Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Walking This Way's Impact Voice podcast. I am Furman Jackson Jr. I'm the CEO and founder of Walking This Way's Impact Voice podcast, along with my brother from another mother, Daquan. He's back with me on the podcast tonight. You know, he hangs out with me here on Wednesday night. So I'm very grateful, very honored to have him with me one more time as we talk about timing, talk about planning. Big shout out to our special guest, Sheena. That she gets well. She's under the weather. That'll put have been our featured guest for the night. Had to reschedule, but we know that the show still goes on. And I'm glad that we're still doing the show tonight, Daquan. I'm looking forward to talk about time and planning. And I pulled up on my computer the meaning of plan. You know, everybody has a plan, but are we executing these plans? We know that this is 2023. We know that everybody is excited for the new year. You know, everybody had these New Year's resolutions and they have these goals in mind, and everybody want to hit the gym and do all this stuff. But then from January, we was excited, and we go on through the years of 2023, and we have not accomplished anything. We procrastinated. We postponed a lot of stuff because we in our emotions. That's why I don't believe in being led by my emotions, because emotion is shame. Don't care what nobody say. Because I feel like doing it right now, but I don't feel like doing it tomorrow. I can't base off that. It's all about discipline. When you don't feel like, that's when you should go extra hard and push yourself. It's just like when people don't want to go to work, they'll call out sick. I don't feel like going to work today. I'm just gonna call out. I just go back tomorrow. And we've been there before too. We have to get to the point where we have to defeat ourselves. This is not about haters, and it's not about enemy or people hating on me. We could be our own worst enemy.
Oh, definitely.
Ain't nobody stopping you but you. Ain't nobody stopping Furman but Furman. Ain't nobody stopping the corn but the corn. And we can't blame nobody but ourselves. You know, so you have to really be serious about yourself. You have to be real with yourself. We have to try to take these masks off. And that's what we have to do. But like I said, this is the fourth day of 2023 of January. Like I said, big shout out to everybody who was about their business for this upcoming year. We're supposed to evolve all the time, and we are constantly keep evolving. Like we supposed to. Some people just stop evolving, but we should want to keep evolving, man, and really be about our business this upcoming year. Not be emotionally and not be all in our feelings, but really know what the hell we want to do in our life. That's why I'm gonna get to tonight. Like Jay-Z said, it's my passion talking. We can't play around. Time is winding down. I'll be 41 this year. Time does not wait for anybody. I'll tell you this one. If I could redo some things over my life again, I would. If I was really serious in my 20s and my 30s and stuff, you just think about how you be way ahead of the game. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I was gonna say too. Another thing is a good point you said. For the new year, a lot of people they start off good, but then they kind of slow down at the end, and that's because that they didn't take the proper planning. It sounds good to say, "Hey, I'm gonna reach this point here," but if you don't plan that out, it's just you're just saying it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I totally agree with that. And like I said, we're very excited. It's something we want to talk about tonight here on the show. If you have any questions, any comments, go ahead in the chat as well. We really want to be more serious than ever before. We have to be more serious than ever before. And that's what we want to talk about here tonight on the show. So, but more importantly, we have a very special segment that has been plugged in. Of course, the Coin has a segment that he does here on Wednesday night, and it's dealing with business and stuff like this. So, you into business? You excited about business? It's something that you is more your arena, and this is more your playing field. Hey, just plug in as well. So, let the Coin go and have his way as he talks about the business segment. So the corn, go ahead and take it away, my brother. And like I said, we thank everybody who's watching us right now. So we encourage you to like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit those stars, because we are monetized as well. So hit those stars. And we're talking about being serious tonight here on the podcast. And we're going to elaborate on what we talked about last night too as well. Big shout out to Amanda Bear. She said something very important, that we can create our own lives. I believe in that. We create our own lives, but we'll further more into that on the show tonight. But the Coin, go ahead and take it away with your segment. And like I said, man, go ahead and handle it and rock the mic.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that, big brother. Man, I thank you so much for this opportunity. And so this came from a pretty funny place. You know how people say, what's the word on the street? And people always want to know the gossip. Well, I'm naming this segment Biz on the Street. So, you know, if you know a good business or you hear businesses really making change, make that the rumor or the gossip instead of it being on a negative term. So, and like I said, it's just to name a few of those businesses out there that are, you know, making change out there, that are really doing this from the heart. They're not, you know, asking too much from people. They're not harassing the people, but they just simply want to help the people, and they just look for support. And I feel like those businesses need to be mentioned. So for this first business I'm going to mention, it's pretty much the reason why I went to the next level. And this brother, his name is Coffee Man. I don't know if any of you see him out there. He's pretty big. I mean, love this brother, his work. He has a great and honest following from what I see. And he helped me understand a little more about community and how those things function. Um, he reminds me of a queen ant, not by gender, but by how he functions and how he's always reaching out to other businesses. And one thing that I do particularly have high respect for him for is what he does for the children. If not every day, every other day, he's giving 100 drinks to 100 kids. You know, there's people who have not done no business to do anything or provide anything to children. And I think that's really big for the youth to see somebody, hey, I'm thinking about you. And he gives me that he gives me the spirit of that Mr. Softy, you know, the ice cream truck in the neighborhood. And I think that's important for kids to see heroes again in their community that's doing something right, making an honest living. And I've gotten to try his products. He sent me the coffee. Love the coffee. My wife loves the coffee. She drink it every day. And I haven't got the other drinks, but you know, all in due time. But I just wanted to give that shout out to that brother. Again, his name is Coffee Man Ali on Facebook. Definitely tune in, reach out to him, and start networking. He has a great network, great following, great businesses behind him. And like I said, I work with many of them, and it's all the same around the board. So I mean, that's the basically the business I want to mention today. Again, I'm not mentioning any businesses ahead of time. I'm just going to mention them here on the show on Wednesdays. So if you want to tune in, because again, your show could be next to be here mentioned on the show. And I just say thank y'all a lot. And please, you know, check out the brother Coffee Man and tune in here at Walking His Ways podcast. Thank you.
And that's what's up, D. Thank you for sharing that great information. But shout out to the Coffee Man as well on the work that he's doing something that you love to do. You're doing something that bringing impact to people's lives. You want to enhance people's lives as well. And just say a big shout out to everybody who's watching. A big shout out to our sister Shay. She's in the comment section. She said, "Hello, King, to the podcast. Salute you too. We salute you back as well. Shay's on here on Tuesday nights with us on the podcast. But man, we just really want to talk about playing. And it's like I said earlier before we got on the show, just the part of timing coming up. Timing. Time is something you can't get back. And we have wasted a lot of time, whether it may came in from type of employment, relationships of people we shouldn't have got with in the first place. We waste time on that. But we never really cherish these things until now as we go towards life. we think just because we're young, we got this whole entire time ahead of us, and we don't. Just imagine if we was growing up and we had this type of accountability that we had to really just do the things that we set out to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Amanda Bell, big shout out to her. She said some great stuff on last night. And that is, you create your life. Everything starts with you. Great information. But if we don't do anything what she said, that's just in vain. We have great information before us, ladies and gentlemen, on the internet, the Bible, you name it. Great information at our fingertips. Not all great information, but I'm just talking on the great information that we receive from people, places, or things. But if we're not willing to apply what she said last night to Corn, we just playing ourselves. Elon Musk, his mindset. We can talk about how he does things, and we can mimic that. But if we don't do anything with the information, we just deceiving ourselves. If that makes sense from what I'm saying.
Exactly. No, it's definitely true. And we have a lot of people that just have a lack of wanting to, get out of the comfort zone. Even reading a book is coming out the comfort zone. And what I'm seeing in this with a lot of people is they're getting older in age, younger in the mind, and missing the severity of the time. You can't catch up, or you can't work in certain places because of age or occupations. And we letting all this time just go by. And then when we are, like you say, we ready to finally settle down, we don't have nothing, or it's too late. And I do believe God only going to give you so many times. He may not take you off the planet, but he can make sure, all right, I'm not giving you nothing no more. You just going to live this out. And we rightfully deserve it for not being crucial and critical at the time we
are. Right. When you say that, let me think about the parable of the talents. You had that one who hid his talent. What do you say? Get away from me, you lazy and slothful servant. Mm-hmm. You can't be lazy and be slothful and expect a great outcome. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. Back in the day, big shout out to Latoya Smith as well. She said we don't have wasted time. She said, I don't have time to waste. Big shout out to her as well. Mm-hmm. And she said she agreed with what you were saying. So big shout out to Toya as well. But what I was saying is, you had that one who hid the talent. You had ones who had talent. What happened? He multiplied them with another talent. They utilized was already in them. You got some people who are go-getters. You got some people who not go-getters. You got some people who's serious. You got some people who's not serious. That made me think about the strips where we came on tonight. Let the wheat and tear grow together, but we know that he does the separation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He gonna do the separation. Like we were talking about Elon Musk last night, how he gave his employees ultimatum, whether they were gonna work hard or whether they were gonna resign. It's no hard feelings, but he know, hey, my time is valuable. My life is valuable. I'm valuable, so I cannot waste any more time. And you should not want to waste any more time. Those who are watching us tonight here on Facebook Live, you should not want to waste time. We talk a lot, we procrastinate, we base stuff off our emotions, we base stuff off our feelings, and we don't get anywhere. Like I said, everybody excited about 2023, this is my year and all this other stuff, but what are you doing? Are you going to continue playing at a high level, or are you just going along with them? You're going along with the flow because everything sounds good.
Mm-hmm. And if I could make a point, this reminds me of Proverbs 6:6, which is my favorite precept when the Most High tells us to study the ant. Each ant can go individually, but they choose to work as a unit. They don't waste no time. They don't believe the few is bigger than the many. So, and we don't get a mind state like that where we trying to say, hey, this ain't all about me and what I want. Sometimes you can get to your end game of where you want by basically helping somebody else. Give somebody else the key to the city. Because our time all ain't going to be the same. But if you have to move, you have to keep going. You can't get lazy. Go help the people, you know?
Yeah, and the most thing in 2D, they gotta learn how to help themselves first. Because if I can't help myself, I can't help you. You know what I'm saying? So you have to, what the Bible says, don't deceive ourselves.
Right.
So that's why Jesus said, or Christ said, when thou art converted, then strengthen your brother. When you've been fully converted over, when you've been fully changed over, then we better strengthen each other. I better strengthen you, better strengthen me, because you're more stronger. But if we're in that unconverted state, we cannot strengthen each other. We're just gonna be both weak, but somebody has to be strong. And then be able to uplift each other. That's why he said, when thou art converted, then strengthen your brother. So when you've been converted, now you can start strengthening other people around you.
Exactly. And that's a real good point. There's not a lot of people doing that. A lot of people are very selfish these days. It's just, oh, me, me, me. Don't you want to follow me? Don't you want to see what I'm doing? Which is fine to, because maybe you did work hard for that. But the scriptures say charity covers a multitude of sins. Charity is so little nowadays because people feel they're losing something, or I got to give something up. But look at what I do every day. Look at the opportunity you gave me. And that's how you get the ball rolling. Like you say, you know yourself, you know what you could do, you know what you're capable of doing, you know how you got the love of Christ in you to help others. And what did you do? You gave me a key. So I really appreciate that. And that's the spirit we're supposed to really have for one another in this business world too. The same thing should apply.
Oh yeah, because at the end of the day, you want to see everybody succeed. You want to see everybody successful. You don't want nobody left behind at all. You know what I'm saying? We got that mindset. Hey, if I'm winning, you win it. Just like in your marriage. You look good. Okay, I look good. Your wife gonna look good because you represent each other. So I'm looking good. She gotta look good, and vice versa. And that's just the standards we have to have set for ourselves when we do stuff like that. And thinking about that, I think about the ant and the grasshopper. You remember the story back when we was in school? For those who probably don't remember, but in school, they aired the story about the ant and the grasshopper.
Yes, sir.
And they really, you might well say, they got that story actually from the Bible. Because remember in Proverbs, Solomon said, "Consider the ant, you sluggard."
Mm-hmm.
If you look at an ant, like you said earlier, an ant is always building, right? An ant is always building. An ant is always preparing. An ant works ahead of time, ahead of schedule, because we know winter's gonna come around again soon. So we don't have time to play. So we got to store up all this food and stuff because we don't come out in the wintertime. So when winter hit, they be well prepared. Of course, you got some people like to play around, don't want to plan, don't want to prepare. They think it's all good. I got it made, taking life for granted. But soon when it hit, you don't have anything saved. You don't have anything stored up. But the ant knew the value of time. And I pulled this up in Google. And it says, people also ask, what is the moral of the ant and the grasshopper? The story of the ant and the grasshopper teaches us it is important to use your time well and add meaning to your life. This is what they were teaching us in elementary school, ladies and gentlemen, and we didn't catch it. They were teaching us at a young age to how important time is and to add meaning to our life. They were teaching this stuff in elementary school. We may not catch it, but they was reading this story for a reason. And it said, if you spend your time productively, you will always find some extra time to pursue your hobbies.
See,
This is when they
and
were teaching this in elementary school.
The Most High knew what he was doing with that ant, man. And mind you, when you go down further in the precepts, it says having no guide or overseer, meaning it's just a functioning. It's not thinking of nothing else outside of taking care of that work. And that's important for us in the human world to understand because we supposed to be functioning like that. It shouldn't take a media drama story or the government or whoever to try to make us be human again or to love one another. No, we supposed to function like that now, all the time.
Right. And like you said, we said that the ant don't have no overseer, no rule, no. In other words, the ant takes initiative action.
Yes, sir.
The ant don't have any. The ant don't wait on somebody to tell him what to do. The ant is already built to do what it was already instructed to do. Mm-hmm. I'm saying, like a snake gonna be a snake, a dog gonna be a dog, a shark gonna be a shark. They don't change their characteristics. That's who they are. It's us that we don't want to be real with ourselves. We want to put a mask on. It was a saying back in the day. They say talk is cheap. You know, we talk real cheap, but what are we doing to back it up? They always say this too. Actions speak louder than words. But getting back to the story, the ant don't have the ant didn't have to wait on nobody to tell him what to do. The ant knew exactly what to do because the ant was programmed a certain way. It's like on your job or whatever. If your boss feel like he has to tell you what to do all the time, what's gonna happen?
Canned.
Yeah, because the boss feel like you're not doing me no good here. If I have to tell you what to do, and I'm not saying if you go ahead, you still have to ask questions because you're on a new job, you're gonna ask questions. And what it is, some people don't ask questions either. Because they've been traumatized along the way. If they ask questions, they said no question is stupid. But when somebody asks a question, some people may got shot down for asking questions. So now people have been traumatized to ask questions. And then like you mentioned earlier, some people just don't want to help people regardless anyway. Some people just disgruntled, some people just bitter, and some people just don't care. But just really know that in order for you to succeed in life, you're going to have to ask questions. Even Christ at 11 years old, they said he sat and he talked and he asked questions.
Because questions is how you learn the stimulus that the people is function on that you're talking to. You may see a boss. I use the job example. A boss, he just looked mean, terrifying. But when you actually talk to him or say something to him, he turns out he tell you everything you need to know and some more. So you do have to ask some questions, and try not to, let that bother you, especially if it's going to affect your production. Like, you have to go here and work. You have to do something. You can't stand there. So you have to, go ask those questions.
Yeah, and you have to be willing to do it because they're not going to come to you. You have to make yourself willing to do these things. You have to make yourself willing to build these relationships with people. You know what I'm saying? People don't understand. You remember they always say, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. Mm-hmm. That's true. When you in these people's face, and I'm saying not saying you brown nosing, but if you want to get to the next level in your life, or you want to get to the next level in your career, you're gonna talk to people who's already at the level where you want to be at. You're gonna sit, you're gonna ask questions, you're gonna find out this great information and take the initiative. The bosses love when they see you take initiative. They will always look out for you. They will always, when it comes to evaluation, they're going to say, I love your work ethic. You come to work on time. You ask questions. You take the initiative. The main thing they look on these jobs, they look for time and attendance. But most importantly, look at your work ethic. You come to work all day and on time, but you're not being productive, or if you just stealing money, they're gonna let you go. They want you on your work ethic. Because one, they're protecting their name, they're protecting their brand. They're not concerning you at all. They're protecting their self. They're protecting their name. When you go to work, that company you work for, that name is on the building. That's what they're protecting. They're protecting that name that's on the building. Just like you have to protect your name that's on your birth certificate. That go back to we have to learn how to value ourselves, love ourselves, and don't allow people to waste your time. You have to be real with yourself. I have to be real with myself. The coin has to be real with itself. You have to be real because this is your name. The last name, Jackson, that's the name I have to protect. The coin, his last name, Jones, he has to protect the Jones name. We can't take this stuff lightly. On these jobs, on these places of businesses, they're protecting their name, folks. They're not worrying about your feelings. They're not worrying about your friendship. They worry about their name.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they worry about.
Too, when, as the scriptures say, a good name is better than gold. And that counts towards who look at you and who willing to deal with you as well. You know, a lot of people don't have good names. So you may not get a good look at a job. They may be like, I'll try you, but they got an eye on you. Rather than you being like, hey, I know this person, they do excellent work. It's a different level of what they see you as.
Yeah, because people watching you. You don't know who watching you. People are always watching you. Whether you're in your own, whether you're an entrepreneur, or you work for someone, people are always watching you. And you know what it is, Daquan? They're not watching what you say. They're watching your actions. When you go get a raise, they're not basing the raise off your words. What are they basing that raise off for? What are they basing that raise off of?
Your work.
Exact. It's all about the investment. It's all about what have you done for me lately. The reason why athletes get paid the big time money, how did they get that big time money, you ask?
They had to work.
By their performance. On how they did. When they came game time, they did not procrastinate. They was consistent. Don't get me wrong. Now, some will do get lazy when they get the money, but we're not focused on that. The reason why they got the big money, because they was consistent. They put in the extra hours. They put in the work in order to see the results that they want. You don't have to go looking for the money. The money gonna come looking for you. Let me say this too, and I gotta say this. I've been doing my own flyers. Yeah, I've been knowing that. I have people coming to me, asking me to do their flyers and their logos for them. Why is they asking me that for? Did I go say I can do your stuff for you? You know what I asked the coin?
Because they see the consistent work. You gotta from when I first started, actually seeing your name, seeing the show. From that point, whenever you had a show, the week before, 2 weeks before, there's flyers up, there's work up. You saying who's on. You're constantly updating, and that takes a lot of work. But people can start to see how neat the flyers look. All the new flyers you made are so dope. I'm not gonna lie, those are so dope. And I know the people love it the way I love it when I look at it. It looks so neat, clean. So I wouldn't be surprised. They know you're doing it.
And they basing it on performance. Mm-hmm. We going somewhere tonight, folks. You gonna get blessed on your performance. You don't have to go knock on doors. They gonna knock on your door. You constantly got your head down. You put in the work. The right people is gonna find you. The money is gonna find you. All you gotta do is keep putting in the work. Keep putting in the work. Keep putting in the work. Keep studying. Keep grinding. Stay focused. Keep studying. Keep grinding. Stay focused. You have to keep putting in the work. It's gonna pay off. You don't have to ask anybody for anything. They gonna come to you.
And just so they see again, you're looking at an example. I put in a lot of work, and it was free. I didn't ask for none, but it was just in my spirit to want to do it. And now, Brother Furman reached out to me. Look where I'm at now. It's an elevation, but you got to do the work. You really do.
You got to. Just like on these job interviews, they're going to ask you the hard questions. They're going to let you know, hey, this is the schedule. These are the days you have off. This is what I required of you before you take this position. And I'm going to pay you for it. But they only going to pay you. I mean, you'll still get a check. Don't get me wrong. But in order for you to get the big payday, you're going to have to put in the work. You're going to have to show up on time. You're going to have to leave late. If it's a deadline, meet that deadline. And take the initiative too. Make it good. And people probably think, you kiss some butt. No, you're not. Because trust me, when the opportunity comes and the big money come in, who are they going to go to? Who they going to put the name out on?
The person that was consistent.
Exact. It's not about what you know. It's about who you know. That's why it's important to have y'all be sleeping, man. Y'all need to start making these relationships with these big time people. I'm telling you, once you start making these relationships with these big time people, even the Bible tell you that. Even Christ said that be friend with those with the money, those who have the money. Because if you become friend with people who have money, they go invest in what you got going on.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's true. And like you say, and what people got to understand is, as good as this sound, it's still on a time frame. So if you know you want to do something with your life, then you need to get moving. Network, however it is, come out of your shell, but you can't do it forever. And the opportunities ain't there forever. God throw a lot of opportunities, and if you can see it, then go follow that. But be consistent with the work. You'll get there. God never bless a non-worker. He always bless a worker, one that's striving. Like the scriptures say, you do that work with your right arm, and you'll get the blessing for it.
You will. And you actually will. That's why the Bible says your gift shall make room for you and bring for what? Great men. That's men that's in authority. That's men that has power. That's men that has money.
And just to make a quick point too, what's funny is the scriptures tell you as a person going to the men with money how to act, and it tell the men who got the money how to act to a person just coming to them. So it tells you how to, man, this thing is good, man. I'm telling you.
and you know what? And it's so simple to coin. And see, it's our mindset. This right here gets us messed up. If you talking to big time people, the nobody's gonna talk you out of that. Man, you brown nose. It don't take all that. But you try to get somewhere, you gonna say, hey, this person, not saying using this person has what I need in order to get to the next level. That's why they have these networking events, folks. They have networking events for a reason, so you can network with these different people, because whoever you meet at a networking event could be the key that you need to take it to the next level. That's why you can't be quiet. Stop being shy. Stop being timid. These folks are not going to come to you. You have to go to them. Kevin Samuel said this. He said, you go to work, you show your work. He didn't say you talk, you show your talk. You go to work and you show your work. Mm-hmm. You have to go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say too, and the people who would say you would be brown nosing, you don't know if that was just a call they called you for seeing your work ethic. Maybe they saw something. And then when they do get that opportunity, their work ethic, now you're gonna be mad and say they brown nosing. And I hate people like that, man. You don't know how much years of work somebody might have put in that just got recognized for that and waited a long time for that.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's communication, asking questions, having a mentor. It's somebody that you admire. It's somebody and trust me, it's people that been on these jobs for years. Whatever, I don't want to talk about this tonight, but even people in the job for years, wherever you at, can help you get to the next level. You have to go and talk to them, ask them questions. If you want to get better on your job, get with people who's already established, those who got the work, those who got the receipts, those who got the results. Go talk to them. Ask them, hey, I want to get better in this area. Show me. You have to go to these people, folks. They're not going to come to you. Reason why people come to me, ask me about doing their work for them when it comes to their business, because they see that the work I'm doing. My work is speaking for my work is speaking for me. What we do on the podcast is speaking for us. People love the content. That's why people out in the blue, inbox me. I want to be in your show. When you gonna do a studio? Next time if you go to a studio, it's time for you start getting money off this thing. And I do it because I love it. So I know the money gonna come, the studio gonna come. And don't get me wrong, I don't want this thing to take off. I ain't gotta work on nobody's job no more. Then I'm working out my own office, my own hours, nice salary for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It takes time to get there. I've been doing this thing since 2009. And it's 2023. And I'm 40 years old. And I was doing this in 2009, probably like my late 20s and going into my 30s. And staying consistent too. Stay consistent, folks. Stay consistent. 2023, you need to stay consistent. 2023, you need to ask questions. Man, find you some mentors. I'm telling you, find every great man had a mentor.
Yes, indeed. And to make a point on that, if you ever seen a movie with a king in it, there was always a little sire, a little seer. He had a little book. He would kind of go whisper to the king's ear and kind of let him know what's happening, because even he knew, you know, he needed a mentor, somebody to see for him with the things that he couldn't see. The king is based on you know, maybe war at the time. The seer is based on the money, on how to keep the economy going. So it's important to have those mentors, like you say.
Yeah, and then building these relationships. You gotta be a relationship with folks. You can't do this thing by yourself. I'm telling you, you'd be amazed who you start rubbing hands, who you be shaking hands with. You'd be amazed who you start knowing, who you start hanging out with. The people you need already got what you need.
Mm-hmm.
All you gotta do is show
up. Yep.
All you have to do is show up. Everybody that the Most High used in the Bible got elevated to these different positions, these high positions. And I'm not making this up, right? This is in the Bible. This is in your Bible that you say you read. You say this is your Bible that you read.
Mm-hmm. And you notice the scriptures say he elevated them by degrees. So they didn't just jump into this place. They had to put the work in for the Most High, for him to trust them with this word.
Right. God did not make man lazy. The Bible says this: do not be slothful in business. If you slothful, the Most High cannot use you. You can't procrastinate. You can't. It's so good tonight. This is so good. When Christ came to certain people, they made excuses on why they couldn't come. And you heard nothing more about them folks. Yeah, I had to go bury my father. And I got to do this, I got to do that. And they missed these opportunities.
Imagine missing a chance to a front seat to heaven.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You missed these opportunities. You're like the young rich young ruler. I kept the commandment to my youth, and he said, you lacked one thing. What was that one thing? He was so cherished as his material possessions. He said, when he said, sell everything and follow me. And a young, rich young ruler walked away. Sorrowful.
Mm-hmm. Couldn't part with those worldly gifts and the worldly things. And it's funny because the book of the Wisdom of Solomon has a precept in there that goes into that. It describes the axeman, the workman, the blacksmith, for they get so indulged in their work here, they don't have time for the Most High.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just that in order for you to make it to the next level in 23, you have to get out your comfort zone. We could talk all day. You could talk how much you want to lose weight. You could talk about how you want to go to the gym. You could talk about how much money you want to try to save. And you could talk about how you want to get your credit straight. And we talk all this good stuff, but we're not putting in the work. We're playing ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We're playing ourselves. Either you're going to be about business or you're not going to be about business. That's why Elon Musk put that email out to those that was at Tesla. And he said the same thing to those at Twitter. Either you're going to work or you're going to resign. Two choices. It's not a third choice. It's two. Two choices that we got in life. Either you're going to live or you're going to die. Either you're going to be blessed or you're going to be cursed. Two choices that we got in life. It's not a third. It's not a fourth. It's not a fifth. It's two. Two choices that we have to make. Either you're going to live or you're going to die. Either you're going to be poor or you're going to be rich. Either you're going to work or you're not going to work. Two choices that we got. Two.
And then another thing too, you got all that is still, you got to think about the time you got left, because a lot of us are waking up at a late time, and you like, oh, I done dropped the ball, and you might can't get it back, and now it's just really too late. I mean, you just probably won't get where you want it to be, but what's life worth living if you can't do the dream you want or the thing you really had your spirit in?
Yeah,
and
man.
then after that, it's over.
Yeah, that's why you gotta be careful who you get involved with too when it comes to relationships. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not just gonna marry any and every. I'm not just gonna marry any woman. She gonna have to really mean something. Cause I'm at the point now. I'm all about building my kingdom, and I'm all about building my empire. I'm all about having that one that we're gonna build together. Cause one, we're gonna have a successful marriage. We're gonna have a successful family. I think like that. That's my mindset. I start writing things down too. Start writing things down, folks. This year, start writing out things you want to get done in your life. You write out what you want. I remember somebody told me this too. The type of house that you want. You write, okay, whatever houses you want and the address. You would say, I live on such and such street. My house is such square feet. In my house, I have this, and that. That you're writing out like you already there. It's like it's your present address. You're gonna put your present address, right? So whatever address you desire, you write that address down like you already there. You write it down. You know what I'm saying? You write that address down. I live on such and such address. I may not be there right now, but eventually I will be there.
Mm-hmm.
I live in a such and such house. I make such and such money.
And this goes back to that planning too. Like you say, if you want that, because even drawing it out, you got to plan that.
Yeah.
So you got to plan step by step, and don't bite off more than you could chew at a time.
Right.
That will clear it for you too. Take your time. If you know to break a habit, take a month, do just that. Don't do no more, because then now you're not going to break that habit of focus.
Right.
You know, so plan it, and I guess like we were saying earlier, remember the time we in. Things are not getting easier. Things are changing. weather is changing, things are in shortage. So you got to consider that even into your dream, what you're trying to do, because that's a reality here that
Right.
you got to live in.
Yeah. Like me, I'm finna invest into somebody who do meal preps. That's the next phase I'm gonna take in my life. I'd be like, you know what? The money I take to the store, why can't I take that same money and invest it and have somebody do my food for me?
Mm.
I'm saving time, right? Now I'm utilizing my time. People that makes money, they value their time. That's why they go hire people to do certain things. That's why they hire a maid to keep their house clean. That's why they hire a yard man just to take care of the yard. That's why they hire a personal trainer to help them get in shape. That's why they go hire a personal nutrition chef to help them eat the right foods. They understand timing. Can they realize, okay, if I do all this stuff, I won't have time to do the things I need to do. It's already people in place to do these things for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you know you don't like to clean the house, hire somebody to do it for you.
Exactly. And help business too. That, that helps business. If you want to help the people, you want to, try to grow, that's what you do. But it's going to cost you money. And why not? Like you said, you'd spend it somewhere else where maybe the love and care is not into it, but you go get you a personal little business, like you said, caterer. I'm sure that food is going to taste better than what you go buy out of a supermarket from a freezer.
And pay for it. And it's how I'm paying for it. It's like investing in myself. Like you work out with your trainer, you pay your trainer. See, another thing, man, people gonna have to stop being scared of spending money too. We gonna take our money on, okay, I like Jordans. Don't get me wrong, I do wear Jordans. But Jordans not gonna bring me no investment. You can take that $200 and invest in something that's gonna bring you something in the long run.
Exactly. And one thing I'm proud of you for, you've been doing that, man. I've been seeing you've been making all your investments. You said, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I want to build the new me up. And if y'all paying attention, go watch the brother. You'll see. He's been nothing but businesses he's helping. He's getting what he wants his life to look like.
Yeah, you got to. That's why I transitioned from Mobile, Alabama, big shout out to my hometown, Mobile, and I transitioned to Dallas for work. What cut me here was I was that type of dude who lived in fear. I was that type of dude who procrastinated. I was that type of dude who took things lightly in my 20s, my 30s. But when it came to get out of my comfort zone, I had to get out of my comfort zone. It was more than woulda, coulda, shoulda. I transitioned from Mobile to Dallas. Didn't know nobody. People used to tell me, why you move? You must got family down here. No. I stepped out on faith. You remember took me to the scripture? You remember in Genesis chapter 12, when the Most High, Ahiah, came to Abram and told him, get from this, and that, and go to a land I will show you. Get out from familiar territory. I'm going to take you to a place where you have to trust me now. So you can't trust me because you're around familiar stuff.
Right.
But I have to move you out where you have to trust me now. You don't need to be trusting in people. You don't need to be trusting in your bank account. And that's what we do. We depend on people too much too. Especially as men. Men, we need to be self-reliant. We really do. As men. Not talking about ladies, I'm talking about men. We got to stop depending on our parents to bail us out when we've grown behind men. It's to the point we have to learn how to depend on ourselves and look out for ourselves. So every man needs to learn how to be self-reliant. Not depending on folks. That's what happens. We depend on people too much. That's why he had to leave, get from this familiarity and go to the land where I have to depend on you. I have to learn how to trust in you and trust your guidance. But I'm here. I've been here 2 years and I'm loving it and I'm still growing. I'm still learning who Furman is, which that's an ongoing thing until the Most High call me home. But I'm just saying, you have to grow. And you don't want, and to the point now that you don't even want to be around certain people who's not about growing. We supposed to iron sharpen iron. That's what I would say. Iron sharpens iron. I want to be around people who are positive. I want to be around people who are uplifting. I want to be around people who are ambitious. I want to be around people who have drive.
Mm-hmm. And people who are willing to have the tough talk. Because a lot of people can't have the tough talk. And we as men especially, we got to have the tough talk, because community, future, none of that could be built unless you have you have to have multiple people to do that. This is about people.
Yeah, and everybody know me. Everybody know I love reading books. I love reading books. I got so much books. I got so many books in my library upstairs. It's ridiculous. The information that we get out of your books. Let me tell you something. If you're not applying the information you learn in these books, you just playing it don't mean anything. I tell you in a minute, I will highlight stuff and I will meditate on it. Because the Bible tells us to meditate. So I would sit, I would meditate on it, I would ponder on it, I would sit there and absorb it, because it has to get into my subconscious mind. So the more I meditate on it and the more I let it marinate, eventually I'm going to start doing what I've been meditating on.
Mm-hmm. The actions come now.
Yeah.
Because now your mind is focused on that, because right. it's being relayed in your head constantly, because that's where your spirit at. That's where you want to go with it right now. And like you say, it takes time. It takes sharpening. You have to, if you want the information out of a magazine, you're going to have to read it. You're going to have to read it. So, like you say, get out the comfort zone, go read it. Start spending start spending money with them businesses.
Yeah, and that's what it's up. And like I said, man, this was a great show tonight. There was a great dialogue here on the podcast. I know we've been great off the air. Like I said, man, we thank everybody for hanging out with us. Big shout out to everybody. Big shout out to LaToya. Big shout out to Jason. Big shout out to Jason. Big shout out to my cousin Demetrius. Big shout out to everybody who was tuning in tonight. Big shout out to Chaudry, my co-worker. Big shout out to him. Big shout out to everybody. Big shout out to Shay that's in the comment section. Big shout out to everybody who's watching this and who hope was something was said really lit a fire in you. I know it lit the fire in me to get better. And like I said, it's so many shows getting booked right now. I got to do another flyer because we got another guest coming on this month. So because it's another group that we got coming on. Big shout out to you for that as well. The corn reaching out to people and tagging me in it and getting stuff set up. Cause we got we got that group coming in. Help me out. The Penman. I think that says it right.
You sent it to them too.
Yeah, and you got them coming in as well. So a big shout out to you on that. That's another thing I learned too, and another thing I'm applying in my life too. Is be a man of my word. Have integrity. If I say I'm gonna do something for you, I'm gonna make it my best to do something for you. I don't want to say I'm gonna do something for you and don't do it. That makes me a liar. But I make sure I want to be a man of my word. I make sure I want to be on time. If I say I'm gonna meet you somewhere, I want to make sure I'm on time to do that. Not saying you're doing it to please people, but it shows your character.
Personal growth too. Just how you want to present yourself counts.
Yeah, you got to. And that's what you have to do. Examine yourself. Even Paul said that too. You have to examine yourself. We have to examine ourselves to know where we at, know where we going, where we want to go, how we want to go. That's why you got to have drive. You got to have ambition. You got to have a vision of where you want to go in life. And don't let anything deter you from that. That's what I want to say. But It was a great show tonight. We thank everybody for hanging out with us, of course. We're about to get off the air. I want everybody to have a great Wednesday. Enjoy your night. Work on getting better. Striving to get better, and that's what you have to do. And we thank everybody for tuning in. It's all about getting better. It's all about getting better. It's all about going on from here. There's so many things I want to do. There's so many things I want to accomplish. I'm looking at going to another level. And you should want to go to another level too. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I look forward to having a studio. I look forward to making these appearances. I look forward to having more merchandise. I look forward to just having our advertisement off the chain. You know what I'm saying? Have a great advertisement, allowing the guests to impact other people, take their wisdom, take their information. They can impart it to the listeners as they listen to us. And we encourage y'all, man, go to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube page at Walking This Way's Impact Voice. Check out past episodes. We want to get the likes up. Right now we have 376 subscribers. Man, help us get those numbers up. It don't cost you anything. Go ahead and subscribe to the page. Hit the notification button. Like right now. Hit the star. You see the star right now. We live streaming right now on Facebook Live. Hit that star. That star help us get money for this show as well. I hear people always talking about support. Well, show me how bad you support. Don't just talk about it. Be about it. We could talk all day. I could talk all day. But put your money where your mouth is. That's all I have to say on that. Put your money where your mouth is. They go for me too. So, hey, man, this is it. One life. We only got one shot. We're not cats. We don't have 9 lives. We just got one life. One shot. One opportunity. Either you going, is this old saying, win or go home. It's like the NFL playoffs. There's no best of 7 series. It's one and done. Either you're going to win, you go on to the next round. If you lose, you're going home for the rest of the season. It's on you. How bad you want it. How bad you want it. I mean, it's not for everybody. It's not for the weak at heart. This is not for everybody. And I understand it's not for everybody. Everybody don't want to go there. Everybody don't want to go there. And that's another thing too. Some people just who they are. Some people just meant to be average. Some people want to be average. Mm-hmm. But it's on you. Man, like I said, man, we're pressing for time. I know I'm probably thinking you're going to do the Saturday morning show. If I do the Saturday morning show, I'll let everybody know. Big shout out to Nikki Purple. That will probably be my guest on this coming Saturday. She was in a car wreck in Atlanta, Georgia. So she won't be on Saturday. So we may, if I do the Saturday show, I'll let everybody know. But if not, I'm gonna do the show gonna go on next Saturday because I have a guest coming on next Saturday as well. So we got the Tuesday show, we got the Wednesday show, and we're gonna add a Saturday show as well. So more content here on the podcast. And I'm looking forward to the Saturday morning show. The Saturday morning show is gonna be early morning. It's gonna be at 10 o'clock in the morning. So we'll do from 10 to 11. You can hang out. We're gonna talk, do interviews, do discussions and stuff like that here. So man, we encourage you to follow us and check us out. And that's about it. Also, man, the Corn plug-in, what you got going on outside the podcast as well.
My company is Answer Us Communications. I'm definitely in rebranding it. Like I said, I'm trying to get the right businesses to connect with the right people. I just want to have, more communication with the business and the people so we can start building that better community.
Awesome stuff right there. Hey, great stuff, man. Keep it a great word. Oh, big shout out to Carlos as well. He said, hello, how are y'all? Man, we doing great, man. Thank you for coming in, taking us out on tonight, Carlos. By the way, man, big shout out to everybody who's watching us. Man, like I said, man, this is your time. I don't want to say this is your season. We said it too much. This is your time. Make the best out of your time. Like Dame Dash, everybody's not familiar with Dame Dash. Dame Dash said, it's going to be a day that you're born, and it's going to be a day that you die. And in between that date you were born, there's going to be a dash there. And that that's determined what you had done from the time you were born to the day you depart this world.
Mm.
They say it's you either you're gonna be living or you just existing. Make the best out of your life. I'll make the best out of my life. I know the Corn gonna make the best out of his life. Make the best out of your life. Don't be sad. Don't be angry. Don't be upset. Don't be disappointed. Enjoy your life. Love you.
Yes, sir.
This ain't time for that. It ain't time to be lazy. It ain't time to why me. It ain't time for poor me. It ain't time for I'm not gonna make it. You will make it. You will make it. I want to see you make it. The Corn want to see you make it. You will make it, but you have to believe in yourself. You get a lot of great information. We all get a lot of great information. I'm telling you, Amanda Bell last night said something on the show that we create our world. You hear that, you heard what she said, but if you're not putting in the effort, it was just in vain. It was just wasting time. You might well stop. If you're not going to do the work, stop. Go ahead and quit because you don't want to do the work.
And let go of that fear that you're not going to make it or you're going to, fail. You haven't tried it yet because you ain't reach out to nobody yet.
And don't worry about what everybody say either. That's another thing we have to escape. We got to learn. We got to escape people's opinions we have to escape people's opinions too. We worry about what people say. We worry about people what they gonna say, what they gonna think. Damn what they say. Damn what they say.
Because they thoughts don't pay your bills.
Yeah, man. Because let me say. I'm gonna say, and I gotta give a big shout out to Sydney Lovelace. He was my old supervisor, and he shared this story. Big shout out to him. He said something. He shared this story. And with these two guys, both of them had opportunities to succeed in life. One took it seriously, the other didn't take it seriously. Both of them came from the same place. One took advantage of the opportunity, the other one didn't. But the one that took advantage of the opportunity succeeded. But the one who did take the opportunity, did take it seriously, was mad at the next man, was mad at that individual. Remember, they came from the same place, both had the same opportunity. The other one just made up in his mind to take advantage of the opportunity, right? Mm-hmm. So it ain't nobody's fault but yours. If you don't succeed, it ain't nobody's fault but yours.
You got to be in competition with only yourself. You can't really be in competition with nobody because they have their uniqueness in what they got or what they doing. So, if you see somebody over there selling something and you trying to sell the same thing, just make it unique, and your work ethic will make sure both of y'all get paid, even selling right next to each other. But you got to have the work ethic for them to see the reason of why they ought to go to you or why should they deal with you in general.
Right. All right. Man, like I said, I know we're going to get off the air, and I know we just keep going on, but we're going to get off the air. I got to go back to work. I got to finish up these other shows got coming up this month. I got to get those plugged in. So, man, y'all have a great night. Enjoy your night. Enjoy your life. Have a good time. Find your favorite drink. Enjoy yourself. Be loose. Be loose, man. Shake that stuff off of you, man. Shake that stuff off of you. Be happy. First of all, be happy with yourself. Be happy with yourself, man. We're going to be back here next Tuesday night here on Walking This Way Impact Voice Podcast. We're going to be back next Wednesday night. We're going to be having a Saturday morning show. Like I said, I may keep going the Saturday morning show, but that's in a rotation. Like I said, I'm not finna just bag down or bag out. We do have a Saturday morning show. So we're gonna be doing that Saturday mornings at 10 o'clock. Man, big shout out to Shay. Big shout out to Anna C. Big shout out to everybody, by the way. And man, y'all have a great night. Big shout out to those in the comment sections as well. Man, have a great night, man. Peace.
Have a good night, man.
Salute everybody.